Ashley. I was born and raised here in Little Rock. I attended grade school, high school, and college here. I'm the head chef at Reduno Brick Oven and Bar Room on Main Street in downtown Little Rock, and I am also a trans man. There are at least a few dozen things that are terribly problematic about this bill. I've chosen my time today to speak on how it will affect me, namely the enforcement aspect. If this bill passes, in order for me to act lawfully, I would be required to use the women's restroom. Every single time I'm in public, whether it be an errand for work, of which I run many, or perhaps the rare times I do it for enjoyment, I'll be forced by the state to make a choice between doing what is comfortable, both for me and for others in the restroom, or breaking the law. All over something which we're all born to do, which is to pee. I have to live in fear of the consequences of my actions. If I choose to follow the law and someone harasses me at best, or worse, someone inevitably calls the security or the police on me, what then? Will they check my ID? Well, my ID says I'm male, which I am, by the way. Then what? My birth certificate? It also says I'm male. Then what? Will I be forced to expose my genitals to an officer just to not be arrested for sexual indecency with a minor? Let me be crystal clear when I say with my full chest and body and heart and soul, absolutely not. Never, not once, ever will that be allowed to happen. You can take me to jail and leave me there sitting in a cell fully clothed before I will do that. As far as I'm concerned, that would be sexual assault against me, violence against me. All because I had to pee. And if you, the state, choose to be the perpetrator of violence, you cannot then be surprised when we fight, kicking and screaming in response to your attacks. When you incite violence, how is it that you want us to respond? Leave? Hide? Stay and fight? I've already seen and heard many trans and non-binary folks making plans to leave the state, detransition for safety, or worst of all, talk about ending their own lives. While I, Cash, can and will stay and fight, I also fully realize the reason I can even safely make that decision is because I'm white and I'm read as male. The threat of violence against my trans siblings is far, far, far more grave than it is to me. Any interaction I've had with the police regarding being trans, while being damaged to me emotionally, has always been and will always be better than the experience of my black and brown trans siblings, especially my trans sisters. They should never be forced to choose between being able to pee and violence and harassment. This, simply put, is absolutely insane to me. Trans people are already harassed on a daily basis. If you pass this bill, mark my words, the uptick in violence against trans people will be extreme and marked. People will be hurt, people will be killed, and it will be your fault. Not even one single child, not one, will be made safer, while all non-binary and trans folks will be made less safe. I also want to say something to the queer youth out there, which is arguably more important than anything I can say to some of the people here, especially since I don't think many minds will be changed. More than my concern for myself, I am gravely concerned for how the youth will process this information, this discourse about their validity. How will they tend to themselves in the face of all these adults who they are told to trust, who should be watching after them and taking care of them, but have instead chosen hate and fear? How can we expect them to bear that weight? When I was young, I certainly couldn't. I tried to end my life twice in high school because I believed so fully that there was something wrong with me because the adults told me so. So please hear me when I say this. The truth is the truth, whether or not these legislators believe it. I repeat, these legislators do not have to believe something for it to be true. Adults are not always right. Please know and believe that the truth, which has always been and will continue to be, is that trans people are holy, you are good, you are right, you are loved, and you are love. Love is more powerful than fear, and these adults are afraid of you and of us. The most true and beautiful thing in the world you can be is yourself. Legislators, if you want to protect children, this is not the way. Trans people are not the perpetrators. The actual perpetrators are out there everywhere, unfortunately. There are innumerable cases of men assaulting women and children, coaches, clergy, uncles, dads, granddads, etc. Regarding sexual assault for me personally, it was not only my grandfather, but my cousins, my father, and his friends. No one was protecting me then. No one is protecting me now. This bill wouldn't have protected me then, and this bill actively puts me in harm's way now. Please turn your focus towards actual perpetrators of sexual assault and violence, as there are numerous concrete ways to protect them from us. I beg you to vote no on SB270. Thank you.
Great.